In the time before the Great Flood, when the earth was still young and men walked among titans, there came a fateful moment that changed the world forever. From the darkened heavens, a host of celestial beings descended, fallen watchers, drawn to the allure of mortal women. Like blazing stars, they touched down upon the highest peaks, their forms radiant, their intentions shrouded in shadow. They swore a solemn oath, one of defiance against the Creator, binding themselves to a path that would corrupt the very fabric of life on Earth. Their presence unleashed a storm of chaos upon the world. What began as an act of desire soon became something far more twisted. Taking on human forms, they ensnared the hearts of the daughters of men, mingling their celestial blood with human flesh. From these forbidden unions were born beings of immense stature and terrible strength, the Nephilim, giants who towered over men, consuming all in their path. But the desecration did not stop there. Deep in the hidden chambers of the earth, the fallen ones, driven by unholy ambition, began to weave new forms of life. They took the claws of lions, the wings of eagles, and the venom of serpents, blending these parts together with a dark energy. From their hands emerged monstrous hybrids, beasts neither man nor animal, their forms twisted and unnatural. These creatures bowed only to their creators, prowling the land, spreading fear and destruction. Yet, as these grotesque offspring grew in number, something darker stirred within. A thirst for dominance, a hunger for power even greater than their creators could have imagined. The giants, once kings of the land, found themselves in a bitter struggle to control what they had unleashed. In the end, the line between creator and creature blurred. Beast turned upon master, and the earth trembled beneath the weight of their war. This began the age of giants and beasts, a time of ruin, where the boundaries between heaven and earth shattered. And in the midst of it all, the ancient Israelite scribe, Enoch, watched and chronicled the horrors, bearing witness to the sins that would one day drown the world in a flood of divine wrath. As the age of giants raged on, Enoch stood apart, a solitary figure amid the chaos. He moved like a shadow through the ruined cities and desolate fields, his face marked with sorrow and his heart heavy with the burden of what he saw. From his hiding places, he watched the Nephilim, towering beings of unimaginable strength, tear through villages and forests, their laughter mingling with the cries of the broken and the dying. He watched as the hybrid beasts, creations of twisted ambition, prowled the land, their eyes gleaming with a hunger that could never be sated. No man, no beast, no creature was safe in this era of madness and ruin. But Enoch's role was not merely to observe. The Watchers knew him. They feared him. For within his fragile human hands lay the power to expose them, to record their every atrocity, and to seal their doom. Time and again they tried to silence him, tempting him with visions of power, haunting his dreams with promises of glory and threats of pain. Yet, even in the face of their unearthly wrath, Enoch remained steadfast, his hand never faltering as he etched the dark history of their crimes into stone and memory. In the deep places of the earth where light dared not tread, Enoch bore witness to the secret councils of the fallen. He heard their voices rise in unholy symphony as they plotted to dominate the world of men. But as they schemed and shaped their monstrous progeny, they did not see what Enoch saw. They did not hear what he heard. For there, at the edge of his sight, beyond the veil of darkness, another power stirred, ancient and patient, watching them all. With each passing night, Enoch's visions grew darker. He saw the waters rise in his dreams, saw a world drowned in sorrow and despair. And he knew then that a reckoning would come, not just for the giants and the beasts, but for every soul touched by the shadow of the Watchers. His heart ached for mankind, yet his duty was clear. He would chronicle every sin, every fall, every cry for mercy that went unheard. He would keep the record, even as his spirit crumbled under the weight of it all. But in the end, it was not wrath that drove Enoch. It was hope. Hope that somehow his words would survive the flood of time, that his warnings would be heeded by those yet to come. For though he was just a man, frail and mortal, Enoch knew that words held a power far greater than swords or beasts or fallen angels. Words could endure when all else perished. And so, with hands worn and eyes tired, Enoch wrote, "Even as the world burned around him, before the world was swept away in water and silence, Enoch, the ancient scribe, saw what was to come, a vision of the end. Alone in the darkness, he wrote of sins that scarred the earth, and of the angels who had turned against the Creator. He wrote of a judgment that would cleanse the world, a flood that would wash away the abominations born of unholy unions. But as Enoch penned his warnings, a shadow approached. It was Noah, his great-grandson, a man troubled by the corruption that filled the earth. "What will become of us, great-grandfather?" Noah asked, his voice heavy with fear. And Enoch, with sorrow in his eyes, told him what he already knew. "A great deluge is coming, Noah. The world will be destroyed, and all life will be swept away. The Creator has decreed it." Yet hope lingered in the form of a messenger. Uriel, the archangel of the Most High, descended from the heavens.
Noah,
Uriel's voice rang out like a bell.
build an ark, hide yourself and your family, for you alone are righteous in this generation. When the waters rise, only you and your seed will be spared. Take your sons, take your wife, and build a vessel strong enough to withstand the wrath that is to come.
Noah stood tall, his face set with determination. "I will do as commanded," he replied. But Enoch could not stay silent. "Remember," he murmured, "the names of those who perish. Write them down, for their memory must live on. Even as the floodwaters rise, let the truth never be forgotten." And so Noah set out to build the ark, a man alone against the tide of fate. Above him, Uriel's wings glowed with the light of the heavens, and beside him Enoch watched, an old scribe, his heart heavy with sorrow but his hope unbroken. For though the earth would be drowned and the world would be reborn, the story would endure,